Hello everyone, my name is Wayunisha Kusamajati with student ID 23000100005. In this video, I will present my final exam assignment which explore two Scopus Index journal articles related to economics. This presentation is prepared to fulfill the final exam assignment by reviewing two Scopus Index journal articles. The first journal focused on development economics variables such as economic growth, poverty, income inequality, human development, and investment. The second journal is also indexed in Scopus and is selected based on my personal academic interest and its relevance to current economic issues. The main purpose of this presentation is to explain and understand empirical research in economics. In this video, I will discuss each journal by explaining the background of the study, the research objective, the methodology in brief, the main findings, and the conclusions along with their implication. In the first part of this presentation, I will review a journal article titled "Does Financial Inclusion Enhance Per Capita Income in the Least Developed Countries?" This study focuses on an important issue in development economics, especially how access to financial services can influence income levels in the poorest countries. The article examines whether expanding financial inclusion, such as access to banking, credit, and savings, can help improve per capita income and overall economic welfare in less developed countries. Background of the study: many less developed countries continue to face serious economic challenges, including low per capita income, high poverty rates, and limited access to formal financial services such as banking, credit, and saving facilities. These constraints hinder economic activities, investment, and overall productivity. In the development economics literature, financial inclusion is widely regarded as an important instrument for promoting economic growth. By expanding access to financial services, financial inclusion can stimulate consumption, encourage investment, and support small and medium-sized enterprises. However, empirical evidence on whether financial inclusion significantly improves per capita income in the poorest countries remains limited. This gap in the literature makes this study particularly relevant. The main objectives of this study are: first, to analyze the impact of financial inclusion on GDP per capita in less developed countries. Second, the study aims to assess whether improved access to financial services can serve as an effective strategy for enhancing economic welfare in these countries. The study used panel data from less developed countries covering the period from 1990 to 2021. The key variables include financial inclusion, which is measured by access to formal financial service, and GDP per capita as an indicator of economic welfare. To analyze the data, the study applies dynamic panel econometric methods, especially the generalized method of moments or GMM. This method helps capture long-run relationships and address potential endogeneity issues. The results show that financial inclusion has a positive and statistically significant effect on GDP per capita in least developed countries. In other words, when people have better access to financial services, average income levels tend to increase. The study also finds that the positive impact of financial inclusion becomes stronger when it is supported by macroeconomic stability and appropriate development policies. In conclusion, this study shows that financial inclusion plays a crucial role in improving per capita income and overall economic welfare in less developed countries. Therefore, policies that expand access to financial service both through traditional banking system and digital financial platforms should be an important part of development strategy in these countries. In the next part of this presentation, I will review a journal article titled Digitalization and Financial Inclusion of Lower Middle Income ASEAN. This study focused on the role of digitalization in improving financial inclusion, particularly in Asian countries with lower middle income economies. It explored how digital technologies such as internet access, mobile phones, and digital financial service can help expand access to formal financial service for underserved population. Lower middle income Asian countries continue to face the challenge of low financial inclusion, particularly among low income population, micro, small, and medium enterprise, and people living in remote areas. Many individuals still lack access to formal banking service due to limited infrastructure, high costs, and low levels of financial literacy. Along with rapid technological progress, digitalization including internet usage, mobile phone penetration, digital financial service, and financial technology has been viewed as a potential solution to overcome these barriers. Digital technologies are expected to reduce transaction costs and expand access to financial services. However, empirical evidence on the extent to which digitalization effectively enhances financial inclusion in lower middle income ASEAN countries remains limited. Therefore, this study is important to fill this research gap. This study aims to analyze the impact of digitalization on financial inclusion in lower middle income ASEAN countries. It also examines whether the development of digital technologies can be an effective tool to expand public access to formal financial service. The study used panel data from several lower middle income Asian countries over a specific observation period. The main variables include digitalization measured through indicators such as internet usage, mobile phone ownership, and digital technology development. Financial inclusion measured by indicators such as bank account ownership and access to formal financial service. The analysis applies panel data econometric techniques, including fixed effect or random effects model with robustness tests to identify the effect of digitalization on financial inclusion. The findings indicate that the digitalization has a positive and statistically significant effect on financial inclusion in lower middle income Asian countries. Increased access to the internet and digital technologies makes it easier for people to use formal financial service. Digitalization helps reach population groups that were previously underserved by conventional banking systems. In conclusion, the study concludes that digitalization is a key driver of financial inclusion in lower middle income Asian countries. Therefore, policies that support the development of digital infrastructure, improve digital literacy, and encourage innovation in technology-based financial services are crucial for expanding financial access and promoting more inclusive economic development. Thank you for watching this presentation. In this video, I have reviewed two Scopus Index journal articles focusing on financial inclusion, income growth, and digitalization. Hopefully, this presentation provides a clear understanding of how academic research can contribute to economic development policies. Thank you.